I'm a big Kung Fu fan. I love Kung Fu movies. I love martial arts in general. I think I saw my first martial art film must have been a Bruce Lee compilation film called Fury of the Dragon, where he plays Green Hornet, in a Jim Kelly movie called Black Samurai. Double feature at the St. George Theater on Staten Island, New York. And ever since then, I was geeked. It was only my fourth movie I ever saw. My first movie, my first movie I saw was Tom Sawyer, and then I saw Star Wars, The Swarm, and then these two Kung Fu movies, and then Rocky. The martial arts films just really took me away. You know, the action, the brotherhood that it shows, and also some of the Buddhist context. As I started to get older, I started to understand some of the Buddhist context. So, you know, and it became part of my music, as you know, Wu-Tang Clan. And now as I go into the film world, it's my entry into the film world as a director, is to bring a action-packed martial art movie that, to me, has some elements of Star Wars in my film as well. When you get a chance to see the film, you'll realize that you are in a place that doesn't exist. Even though we are on Earth, it's in a village called Jungle Village, and there's really you know, an imagination place that's full of fun. I've directed videos and maybe a couple of small self-financed independent films that the world has not seen yet. But no, this is my first, you know, studio film where a real big crew, professional cast of actors and everything, and you know, a strong screenplay. So I consider this my first directorial debut. It definitely was intimidating because, you know, when you have an actor of that caliber in your hands, you know, that's like having a glass bowl. And he's a treasure for his country, for Hollywood itself, and I can't drop that glass bowl. So I was being very careful. I didn't want to make no mistakes with him. I didn't want to put him in a situation that, you know, he has so many fans around the world. I didn't want to put him in a situation that he lose any fans based on taking this role. But he trusted me as an artist, you know what I mean? And he knew that as an artist that I do have good visions. And he came on board and we had fun, you know? I mean, it was a little nervous at first, of course. But I think if you ever talk to him, he would say, we had fun. And we had a guy named Byron Mann in the film as well. And I think him alone, his personality and his character alone just made everybody feel fun, you know what I mean? Because he's a funny guy, he's a cool guy, he plays a great character called Silver Lion. You have some movies that's just hard-hitting hand-to-hand. You have some that's like Crouching Tiger where they're flying through trees. And I didn't want to go Crouching Tiger, nor did I want to stay on the ground. So we got a good balance. I got Corey Yun. Corey Yun done all the transporter movies. And so when you watch Jason Statham do his movies and do all those touches and the Born Identity type of fighting, Corey is the master of that. But he's also done all the Jet Li early movies like Funk See-You and Once Upon a Time in China. And we even had some of Jet Li's crew with us on the set. So we was able to mix both of these worlds, whereas, you know, you have you know, modern martial art mixed with classic Shaw Brothers martial art, mixed with some of the wushu, as they call it in China, flying in the air martial arts. But then also, when you got a guy like Kung Lee in the film, who's a real MMA fighter, he's a, you know, UFC fighter, a world champion, world-class fighter, you're getting real things happening. You know, you're getting a real scissor kick done by a man who can do it to you in real life. When you got a wrestler like Dave Bautista, you know, who fights in the ring and knows all the suplexes and all the body slams, and we get a guy like him to come and bring some of that to our film, you get that extra energy in this movie, and that's what this film has. It has a collage of things. And then when you get somebody like Russell Crowe, who's a gladiator, you know, his fighting style is not, he's not doing like, you know, Bruce Lee. No, he's doing gladiator. He's whipping you up. He's not here to play. It was some danger, you know. I mean, even some of the stuntmen had to pull out and back out of things. You know what I mean? It's like, no, we can't do it, you know. It's too dangerous. You know, there's this, because we didn't, it's not a lot of, it's very small CGI in this film. So everything had to be done practical. So if this person had to run and jump off that balcony and land on top of this guy's shoulder, you know, we have to figure out a way to do it, you know, because it's not going to be CGI. And we did it, and you know, people got hurt, you know, people went to the hospital at least, you know, out of 9 weeks, at least twice a week. But I will respect the Chinese crew. They kept a lot of information away from me, not to worry me. You know, so it was like maybe like 6 weeks into the shoot when I started pushing the guys harder because I had to get my shots. And the AD pulled me to the side and said, Bobby, we all love you. But we don't want to tell you, but guys been going to the hospital almost every day on this thing, and you have to, you know, take it easy. And I said, oh, I didn't know. If you know, tell me. I said, so I said, you know what? I don't need that shot. Yeah, I mean, I achieved at least 85% of my vision. You're not going to get everything. Like I said, because some stuff is dangerous, some stuff is impractical. You know, it's better to go CGI. But you know, like I said, I had a great crew of people. You know, my Asian team, we have 400 people of cast and crew together. And the stunt team, Corey Yoon, is one of the best. He brought on some other guys to help out when it got too crazy. We actually flew in a team from Beijing that worked on the Karate Kid as well. And there's a bunch of kids that you know, they are a stunt team. They wasn't part of our team. I found them on the internet, and because they worked on the Karate Kid, and I was like, well, this is hire these guys to play the whole hyena clan. So this way we won't have to worry about actors and things. And they flew in about 15 of these guys, and all they do is stunts all day. And they trained about 3 or 4 days, and we got a great scene out of them. I did do this. I did the score. I was forced to do the score though. you know, everybody said you're a musician, but you should do the score. No, but this was fun. This was very fulfilling for me. You know, to have a great cast, a great crew, a great crew. A great script, you know, me and Eli Roth sat there and we wrote a great screenplay together. Some great producers, you know, Quentin Tarantino, Mark Abraham, Eric Newman. To have all that energy come together and me to be the Captain Kirk of the crew, you know, I really feel like I actually took myself to a place that no man has gone before. And it was a lot of fun. Well, I've composed over 10 films already. So I've learned the Hollywood style of composing. So we mix the Hollywood style. We do have some Asian sounds in our film, but we also know that I'm a hip hop guy, so we got to have the hip hop element. So this is a mashup of sound. The same way that this cast is diverse, you know, where you have an Asian actor, you have a white actor, a black actor, you have a Brazilian actor in Dave Bautista. You know, you have females, you have Koreans, you have Chinese, you have all these different people. The same thing with the music, it's very diverse. We have music from Black Keys, music from Kanye West, Wiz Khalifa, My Chemical Romance, you know, rock and roll guys, as well as Sally Ye, you know, who does John Woo movies, a famous Chinese singer. And then we also have, you know, my buddy Howard Drossen. He's a trained musician, trained composer, and we wrote a lot of different cues. Or I would write like a piano line, and he'll hear it, and he'll go, great line, Bobby, but what if I take that line and have the French horn play it? And so we was able to take a lot of different lines and change it to fit the scene. And one thing I think we did that was so cool for me was we went and got some of Wu-Tang original songs, the masters. You know, Sony gave them to us to use, and we took out a lot of stuff that was in it and we reorchestrated it. You know what I mean? And then Stax, you know, the famous label Stax. Stax also came on board to help us out, and they gave me about 10 of their famous Stax cues, like, you know, songs from William Bell, from Isaac Hayes, from Mabel John, and we was able to take these songs, strip them down, and reorchestrate them. So you're gonna have a great time listening to this movie as a soundtrack. I actually, personally, I actually have the soundtrack of all my cues. There's about 70 different music cues in this movie, 70. And I put them on while I'm working out, and it's a great ride, yo. And you kind of get your own movie in your head. So I think the score will be released also commercially, and I think the score will be very satisfying as well as the movie. The Man with the Iron Fist, a film that's designed for big screens, for fun and popcorn. And let's go, November 2nd, release date.